in 2019, when the census exercise was to hold, I know hundreds and thousands of persons that were attending training for weeks. And we all said it here on this program that there is no feasibility. It was not sure that the census will hold because the election was closer. Why do governments always plan census when it's close to election period? I expected the Tinubu administration, on assumption of office, to begin the processes of holding the census, since he knew or he saw or documents were handed over to him where the process stopped in 2019, in 2022 or thereabout, where the process stopped. Now this is 2 years, almost barely 2 years to 2027 election. We are talking about census now. People have raised eyebrows that this is where figures will be branded, and they will say this region has this number, this region has this number. So when the election comes, immediately 1 month or 2 months or 3 months after, they will say, yes, didn't you see census? Census told us that this population are the people that are here. So if the president is saying we are going scientific, it's a welcome idea. The child that is born today, will it be captured? Will the fingerprints be taken? Because elsewhere around the world, every child that is born is automatically added to the population. They don't do this population census where you lock down streets and say no movement. So of course, we are counting people, counting houses. No, we have grown. Some African countries admire Nigeria. The speed we have in fintech, for example, the speed we have in the the speed we have in several sectors. Why don't we apply it?
Issue of managing our population.
Some countries do not have the presence we have on the internet. Yet we are here struggling. President, please apply the scientific method you say you want to use, but I want to beg that we should know the people that are handling it. We should know the budget they are using. We should see the checks and balances. We should know very well that if there are infiltrators, people coming from across the borders to come and fill up spaces, come and say they are Nigerians after the census period, they go back. Put your immigration to be checking. We have the National Boundary Commission. We have the Boundary Communities Commission. There are so many agencies that can come together to help this process.
You're quite right, Abulu. What the trend now is in many countries of the world is that you don't go about conducting a huge national
ceremonial. You don't make it where people meet money.
Maybe in Nigeria, is when you do a project that if you work, you go to chop.
Groundbreaking.
That's why we call it workshop. So as you're doing, do you know how many billions we have put into the census? And you can imagine how those that are working in that census are chopping. So elsewhere, what happens is that you update your census. Because every child born, you upload it. If there are
deaths
that are registered, you also minus. It becomes automatic, just like an automated management system. But this is Nigeria. A man must work.
Just like the banks, Amechi. If you put in money, it's allowed all over. If the branch of GT Bank, for mentioning the bank, all over the world, they know that Amechi has lots of money. If you withdraw, they know that you have money.
In my book, State and Politics of Development, I identified part of 40 development strategies, project and program centric. That's why every administration will come up with projects and programs. They name it different names. If it's not this, if it's that, is this, is that. It's all about siphoning the public funds for my own findings. So instead of concentrating on the core areas of improving the human capital, they will